Yo, 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 yo. Welcome to another episode of Empire Jeff TV. I am your host, Empire Jeff, coming to you on a Saturday night live from Los Angeles, California, on a night in which the Los Angeles Dodgers defeated the New York Yankees 4-2 to take a 2-0 lead in the 2024 World Series. Man, oh man, one game closer, man. One game closer to the ultimate goal of winning the World Series title in 2024. Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Say it with your chest, man. Our $325 million guy, the guy that the same New York Yankees wanted but refused to pay more than Garrett Cole got to secure his rights, which may not have mattered anyways. Seems like he always wanted to be a Los Angeles Dodger. Got the job done, man. Went out and absolutely dominated the New York Yankees tonight, man. He had that one little slip up where Soto tagged him, but hey, you get the Hall of Famer to send you out the park, man. It just be that way sometimes. And he had an absolute fantastic showing. He had his stuff going. He was doing everything he could out there to get the win. 4 Ks. He did give up the 1 home run, the 2 walks. He got off to a little, rocky start earlier, walking the lead batter a couple of times, but only 1 earned run. Only gave up the one hit, which was that DeSoto on the 1 run in his 6 1/3 inning pitched. Man, Trinan gave up a run. He's given up a run now in 3 straight games. Something to keep an eye on. But New York Yankees made a battle of it. They had bases loaded. Had a chance to tie the game, tying run at second, go ahead run at first, 2-run lead at the plate, right? One swing where they gave them a 2-run lead. And they were almost, the roles had reversed, where it was the Yankees were in position to do to the Dodgers what the Dodgers did the night before with Freddie Freeman, got that walk-off grand slam. Now, it wouldn't have been a walk-off for the Yankees, but it would have put the Dodgers in a bad position going into the bottom of the 9th there. So Trinan did the best he could. All things considered, only giving up the 1 run. Alex Vesia came in, made 1 pitch, got a fly out to center field, and that's all she wrote. The Dodgers win 4-2. Another great game managed, man. Shout out to Ice Cube for setting it off. Bow down to a team that's greater than you. Shout out to Cube, man. Just again, man, the Dodger arms, and the people keep saying these narratives about how the Dodger arms are going to be, they don't have enough to get it done. The Fox pregame show, I understand they got 2 Yankees on that panel, and Jeter and A-Rod refuse to adjust their picks because that's their team, right? But they continue to say that this Dodger pitching will not be able to hold up. And 2 runs today, right? 2 runs today, and it took a run in the top of the 9th to even make the game a little bit more interesting. But those 3 home runs in 1 inning, Edman again, still doing his thing. Teoscar Hernandez and Freddie Freeman, man, looks like that ankle is, I don't know if it'll ever be 100% the rest of this season, but it's clearly north of 80. He's got his power back. And the pitchers who are throwing pitches knowing that he didn't have that lift and just trying to get him out, get the ball in the air because he didn't have enough power to get it out of the ballpark. Well, back-to-back games, he has proved that strategy wrong, and Club the One absolutely clapped it again today, put it in that right field pavilion, man. So they spread it around. Teo went oppo a little bit. Edman pulled it to left in that short fence where Profar Rod Mookie got it out of there, and then Freddie just absolutely bombed one, man. So great win, man. Last night's was so dramatic that it just this game was a win. The Dodgers that didn't have the same theatrics to it. It was very stressful at the end. But the Dodgers going up 2-0, opening the World Series with home field advantage 2-0. They haven't done that for a while. Now they head into New York, 3 in a row in the Bronx, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Got Buehler going game 3, probably a bullpen game 4, and Flaherty again in game 5. There is a chance here that the Dodgers come out of there with the championship, head home on a plane to Los Angeles, carrying the World Series trophy, talking about planning a parade, man. So this increases the odds tremendously that the Dodgers are going to finish this job. They got to do it. The numbers don't mean nothing until you join that club. But in order for the Yankees to win this, they would have to win 4 out of the next 5 games. And that would take almost a complete meltdown from the Dodgers, and I just don't see that coming. I understand Shohei had a shoulder injury, left shoulder injury, and that slide in the second base there late in that game. Basically, the simple way of putting it is a dislocated shoulder. Put it back in place. It's not his throwing arm, which he's not playing the field right now or pitching, but it is his power arm when he's at the plate, and which is his right arm. So it's not that one. They said he had strength and full basically motion and movability there. So he is it's looking like he'll probably be okay to go on Monday. They could probably put a shot in him on that left arm for Monday, and he's got plenty of time for that to get right. They need 2 more wins, and the Los Angeles Dodgers are World Series champions, y'all. And we are 1 game closer to the ultimate goal of getting this done. Just fantastic performance, man, just all the way around. The Yankees continue to get guys on and not be able to, do anything with it. Get a guy on first for a walk, another guy, with a walk. You had a play where Miggy Rojas learned his lesson from that game in San Diego. He had a ground ball to short. Instead of trying to get that double play, he got the for sure out at first. And shout out to Miggy Rowe being back, man. We thought he was lost for the season. Getting him back there with that glove, he can have a timely hit in the series and help us get to a win. Every guy that is in this lineup can do something to help this team win a playoff baseball game. And with these teams being so evenly matched, every advantage that you have needs to pay off. And right now, the Dodgers now have had the advantage in the starting pitching, and they have now had the advantage in the relief pitching, and they've had the advantage with the bats. So every which way around it, and they've had the advantage with the managers. So 2-0 lead. I said yesterday that we probably got the Yankees' best, starting pitching performance of the series, perhaps in game 1. We beat them. Rodon today was, they got to him pretty early and often. We had a feeling that, they were going to be able to. They did. And Yamamoto, man, is getting out there. He is becoming what he's going to be for us for years, which is going to be an ace. Yamamoto will be an ace. I'm not going to call him an ace yet, but he's pitching like one. His last few performances, and even that Padre game where he got touched up a little bit, we won that game. So in games in which Yamamoto has started, we have won 3 of them in these playoffs, man. And he had a grind out one in game 1 against the Padres. He gave up a home run to Vientos, I believe, in game 4 at Citi Field. And he gave up a home run today to Soto at Dodger Stadium, but he won these games, man. And sometimes you got to challenge these hitters. And Soto went out there, did a little under characteristically, swung at a first pitch in an at bat, and that alters your approach because you're not used to him doing that. And he had a 3-2 count, I believe. And Soto kept battling, fighting it off, and he got him. He got him. But the Dodgers came right back that next inning and just clapped 3 home runs out of Dodger Stadium and never surrendered the lead after that. And time after time, I've told you guys, man, the first 6 outs for the Dodgers starting pitching is so important. The first 4 innings, if the Dodgers survive the first 4 innings with the lead, they have not lost. They have not lost. And when the Dodgers score first in general, they're damn near impossible to beat. But when you have a deficit to them after 4 innings, you're not beating them. And that's exactly what happened again tonight. Like I said, that 9th inning got a little stressful. They definitely made things a little bit more difficult for themselves. Training did not have his best stuff. 3 straight games, he's given up a run. Something to think about if you have a 1-run lead. But here's the thing. You're not facing the Colorado Rockies. You're not facing, the Miami Marlins. You're not facing like bottom-dwelling teams here in a 3-game series that has seen you earlier in the series. You're facing another World Series opponent, or even the Mets. You're facing an NLCS opponent, or when it was the Padres, the NLDS opponent, right? You're facing a top-notch baseball team. And the more that this team sees you, the advantage they start to have as the hitter. The pitcher has the initial advantage when they first face you. After that, the hitter has the advantage. So they've seen Treinen a bit now. And, it's going to get to a point where it's going to make things more difficult. They've got to switch it up a little bit. So I think that when you take that in consideration, they had a 3-1 lead going into that 9th. They gave up 1. They stranded 3. The Dodgers got the win. Looks like Shohei's going to be okay. And that's all we can ask for is get out of these games clean, keep that lead, and head into New York as healthy as possible. Once again, I'm Empire Jeff. You are watching the Empire Jeff TV Dodgers post-game show. Later than usual. I've been out and about, man, so just getting home. Better late than never, right? So I was, watching the Dodger game, and then it was the end of the Laker game. Then I got home. And, here we are now. So appreciate you guys for tuning in. I know it's not immediately after the game. I know the excitement maybe not be as high as it was right after the game. I just wasn't home. So, in these moments, I don't really live stream these during the game because I like to be out enjoying the element, being in it, you know what I mean? Enjoying these moments. And then come back and do the post game after the fact, man. This is something, you don't get this every year. And I just don't want to spend the games on the internet. I want to be outside. I want to be celebrating this and enjoying this. And so great time. The city was it's just magic out there right now, man. It's magic. I'm tired. To be honest, I don't know. I'm tired. Last night I got to bed at like 3:30 in the morning. I woke up, I basically was drinking until 3:30 in the morning. Woke up at like 7 a.m. Left the house at like 7:30. Got back home at like 4:15. Had to figure out where I'm going to watch the game, get over there, and then kind of barely getting back to the house, man. So I'm looking forward to taking a pretty good nap tonight, man. Pretty good nap and then get up for Sunday football. But I'm a little tired. But shout out to the Dodgers, man. Shout out to the Lakers. They won again tonight. They're 3-0. I did catch the second half of that game, obviously, because the Dodger game was on. I'm not full-time on basketball right now because I am full-time on baseball. As soon as the Dodgers win this World Series, I'm putting that into existence. Speaking that into existence, I will be back full-time covering basketball. But I saw a lot of good things from the Lakers tonight. Saw a lot of good things in the first 3 games. A lot of concerns that I had early in the season. They've answered some of them. They still have some. It's very, very early. 3 games is too early to overreact. We'll know who this team is around the 20-game mark. So I got plenty of time to get coverage in before we get to that. But we're here to talk Dodgers, man. Shout out to you guys for tuning in here late here on a Saturday night, wherever you may be. I appreciate you that you are here with me. A lot of people streaming, like I said, Dodgers, Lakers, a lot going on, man. So I appreciate you guys spending time here with me. Daniel Berry, what's up, my guy? Dodgers 2024 champs, man. This is what we are hoping for. This is exactly what we are hoping for. That remains to be seen if that is going to happen, but we are 2 games closer to that goal. Shout out to everyone over on Twitter, man. You guys are rocking dumb heavy over there. Over 100 people in the building on Twitter right now, man. Twitter X. Appreciate you, man. Craig, what's going on, man? Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate your support as always. Here, Daniel Berry, I see you here multiple times as well. Judges confused at the plate. And see, yeah, he is. And, the Dodgers aren't giving him a bunch of fastballs to get up there and just hack at. They're putting a lot of spin, a lot of movement, a lot of guessing at the plate. And when you're as a baseball player, you go through this, and it is a struggle to get up there and try to guess what pitch is coming. And when you got a pitch that's going way outside your zone, out of your power index there, And he's not putting the ball really in play. He's not looking to get any singles to get him going. He's looking to hack out there. He's looking to drive something and pull out of the ballpark. And that's kind of a bad spot to be in when you're in a slump and you're just looking to get out of it via the bomb as opposed to via the chip away. And like I said, they said on the telecast, even a broken bat blooper to get yourself going, or even a good out, which sounds weird, but you hit the ball really hard, but it was at someone made a great defensive play, still gets you feeling better about putting the bat on the baseball. And Aaron Judge just isn't doing that right now. But when you go up against the likes of a Juan Soto, Aaron Judge, and a Giancarlo Stanton, and only one of them touched you up tonight, you gotta tip your cap to your pitcher there, man, because outside of that one pitch he threw to Soto that he set into the right field bleachers, he had those other guys. Well, Giancarlo did get a single that kind of ricocheted off third base, and Max wasn't able to play it. I don't think he would have got to that ball anyways. So Giancarlo did get a hit, but anytime you keep Giancarlo in the park, you kind of get a win. Pretty much all his hits are home runs. So if you take away that home run and only limit him to a single, then you've done a fantastic job. You get out of it, and things work. So they've been able for the most part to get away with it. Soto's got 1 home run in 2 games. Stanton has 1 home run in 2 games. Judge has none. So typically at this point, you'd be sitting back looking at those guys each having a home run each, and you'd probably be in some trouble. So they've been limiting it. They made one mistake against Stanton yesterday. He tagged it. Once against Soto today, he tagged it. There were a few mistakes on Judge, and Judge missed it. So it's like, that's how you know the timing is way off, and he's overthinking in the box. There was also one where they at the plate where was it Volpe, I think, where he were trying to really miss his target. It laid out right in the middle of the plate, and he was late on it. And you saw Soto's face. He was like, oh, man, he missed that because that one was left for him. So the Yankees not necessarily playing their best baseball. They haven't got it going yet here against the Dodgers. And the funny thing is, I don't think the Dodgers have even played their best baseball yet in this series, to be honest with you. They're winning these games off of execution. Tonight, some timely home runs. Obviously, last night, a timely walk-off grand slam and a grinded out game yesterday of 2 sacrifice flies to get 2 runs and then walk-off grand slam to win 6-3. Tonight, the long ball, 3 of them. And, the Dodgers can hurt you in multiple ways. They beat you in a grind out game yesterday and the theatrics with the bomb, and they beat you with 3 bombs today. So they can grind it out. They can send it out the park. Their starting arms have been more than adequate. Their relief pitching has been incredible. Managing has been spectacular. And the defense today was great. So when the Dodgers hit you with all of that, they're pretty much unbeatable. And it always comes down. We got into this initially saying that it was going to mean that the starters just can't be bad. Give us 4 or 5 innings of 3 or less runs. Bullpen has to be dynamic. Bats have to be great. We have to score 5-6 runs a game to win. We didn't today. We only needed 4, and we won by 2. So it's like, that's how you know your starters and your pen were locked in. And that's with the starter giving up 1 and the pen giving up 1. It was a joint effort. So it's kind of joint custody there in the box score. You know what I mean? So just great performance. And these arms just continue to impress. And if they can get a win in game 3 with Buehler, obviously the series is over, right? And you got a bullpen game in game 4. Even if the Yankees get that, you probably have a chance to really get a win in game 5 with Flaherty. If not, you come back and you got Yamamoto in game 6. So game 3 is huge. If you lose that one and then you go into a bullpen game, you're looking at potentially a 2-2 game going into game 5. So game 3 really needs to be treated and respected the way that it should, and go in there and really try to win that baseball game. Got a day off tomorrow, fly across the country, game on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And if the Dodgers win on Monday, y'all, I'm telling you, start planning that parade, man. Start planning that parade. Outlaw was good, my guy. Man, these last 2 games have been too close for comfort. I already had to take blood pressure medication. This World Series isn't going to be the death of me yet. Go Dodgers. You know what? It's one of those things where these teams are actually evenly matched. The problem is the Dodgers have created separation, even though they're evenly matched. And, the Dodgers fought all season, even with diminished rosters, to get this home field advantage, to put themselves in position to have game 1 and game 2 in their ballpark to give them the advantage. Now, baseball doesn't necessarily have the better home field advantage, and maybe it's a sport like basketball, because you can have an absolute dominant pitcher go on the road and just shut that crowd up. But however, it does matter, and the Dodgers clearly wanted it. They fought for it. They got it. Now they have a 2-0 lead in the World Series because they had home field advantage. So these things absolutely matter. And the Dodgers took care of business tonight. Yankees are not smart. Jazz C last game stole 3 bases. He should have led off. They're not going to have him lead off, Craig, because he just doesn't get on base enough. When he gets on base, it can be a problem, but he just doesn't get on enough. He got on late in the game today, but outside of that, he just doesn't get on enough to be a threat over there. Lakers Dodgers for life. What's up, my guy? What up, Jeff? Working the late shift. That Ice Cube pre-show was fire. 2 more to go. Yeah, I was out and about, man. Wanted to get home and knock out the show. Definitely won't. This show won't go as long as last night's did. Telling you, I'm tired tonight, man. I'm tired tonight. It's been a long week, man. It's been a long week. But no complaints. No complaints, man. I'd rather be tired up 2-0, my team up 2-0 than be tired down 2-0 and be sad about it, right? So a lot of great things. Like I said, Dodgers won, Lakers won. Man, the Lakers I'm really, really proud of right now. I'm really proud of a lot of things about with these LA sports, man. And Ice Cube foreshadowed it when he said today was a good day because the Dodgers and Lakers won tonight, man. Shout out to LA sports teams. Absolutely incredible, man. Shout out to Coach JJ Redick, LeBron James, Anthony Davis. We are 3-0 in the Bronny James area. We are 3-0. 3-0, Dodgers 2-0 in the World Series, man. Just great weekend. We are entering a great stretch of LA sports right now. A lot of excitement, a lot of promise, a lot of energy. The city's loving it, man. I was coming home, man. The taco stands are lit, man. Lines, everyone's out, everyone's celebrating, man. Like I said, Dodgers won, Lakers won. It's Saturday night. It's Halloween parties left and right for Halloween, man. People dressed up, getting the fool, acting the fool, getting drunk, celebrating, screaming, "Let's go, Dodgers!" out there, man. Absolutely love it, man. My Uber driver was turned all the way up, man. It's been a night. It's been fun. It's been great, and I can't wait, man. And Monday we got another. It just sucks because we had last night Dodgers and Lakers on the same night. Tonight Dodgers Lakers on the same night. Both of them are off tomorrow. Both of them play Monday again. So it's been really tough to keep up with both teams when I'm this deep in baseball, covering it, man, and watching it and just locked in, not missing a single pitch, not missing anything. And I'm just really excited about the Dodgers' possibility of getting a game 3 and then potentially putting this World Series away in New York, man. I really hope Ohtani is going to be all right. That slide was awkward. Yeah. When it first happened, I thought it was wrist because I saw his hand, but then I saw the way that the hand went. I'm like, his hand didn't turn too badly. And then I thought forearm. And then when I saw him walking away, they was kind of cradling his arm there. If anyone's ever hurt a shoulder, and I've hurt my shoulder playing baseball, when you kind of got to like linger it there, like, because if you've ever hurt your shoulder, then you know that any single arm movement is brutal. And Shohei was saying pain, like he had pain, right? The hot mic caught that. But when you have a shoulder injury and you literally any movement in your shoulder is so brutal. Funny story is I had hurt my shoulder in a baseball game on a Friday night. They actually had to put me in a sling to hold my arm straight. I had a Dodger game that Saturday night. It was so hot outside. That day, I believe, reached 112 in LA. It was ridiculously hot, and it was August or September. Can't remember the exact date. But the event makes it really easy to look up the date. But it was late summer when it happened. And I'm at a Dodger game with my baseball team that I was coaching at the time. And we were in the stands, and Fernando Tatis Sr. Was playing. And he hit 2 grand slams in the same inning against the Dodgers, the same inning. And I was at that game the night before. I hurt my shoulder, and I just remember how hot it was that day. It was so brutal. We were in the stands, and it was a night game, but my God, it was so hot trying to get to that stadium. We got there, the sun was still up, obviously. And when you're August, early September, the sun is out damn near till 9 p.m., it was hot as hell. And I'm sitting there on my shoulder with this sling on, just like baking out there in the sun, man. But I spent a lot of time over the years at Dodger Stadium, y'all. Had for a while. What's going on, Aaron? Shout out to you, brother. Appreciate you for tuning in. He said, we want Joe. Yeah, Joe's doing his own show right now, y'all. On Lakers Fast Break over there. So they were live. Joe hit me up. We were talking throughout the game. He knew I wasn't going to be home till later. So probably not going to link up tonight. Like I said, he's doing his own show, and this show isn't going to go crazy long for me tonight. Because I'm kind of tired and burnt out here, man. Been a long weekend. That 9th inning is why I freaking love baseball. Yeah, and that's it right there, Aaron. Baseball, I think they said it was a Joe Davis before the game started. He said that baseball has a way of making itself poetic, and that's exactly what it is. Baseball is so poetic, man. And that 9th inning, for anyone to watch that whole game if you just watch that ninth inning, it just so incredible. The pressure, the stress, the high leverage moments. The crowd was so nervous, man. This is what October is about. This is what you watch for. You had a 4-1 lead, and typically you go and you feel good about yourself, but they get a lead off, they get they get someone on, and you get another hit, and you're sitting there, you got 2 on, and then it's like all of a sudden, man, here we go. Here we go. We are one swing away from this being extremely possible that you lose this game. And they got it done. Trinan battled, only giving up the one. Like I said, Vesia comes in, one pitch, gets that fly out to center, and the Dodgers escape. And these have been 2 great games. When you look at the final score, it really doesn't necessarily justify it, right? You had a 6-3, right? You had a 4-2, but these were all right there, last second, one pitch make a difference wins. And the Dodgers ended up being the benefit of those 2 pitches, winning these 2 baseball games. So just absolutely incredible, man. Everything on the line, their best against our best, and our best wins. That's what it is. That's exactly what it's about. Controversial man, what's up, my guy? Watching baseball is a little bit is refreshing. I've decided to take a break from watching basketball. I took a break from basketball over the summer, but really not really, other than the fact to just kind of take a break from the people in basketball. You know what I mean? It was a very basketball has a very toxic community at times. Baseball does too. Don't get me twisted. But it's just taking a break from it. And the new wave, the game of basketball, it's just designed to be controversial now, almost, right? It's just really weird. So I'm adjusting to that. But yeah, taking a break from basketball over the summer. Not now that it's back. I'm only taking a break because my team is in the World Series, right? And I got a late start on baseball because I was covering the Lakers. So it's kind of one hand washes the other here. I was late to covering game-to-game Dodger games because the Lakers were playing through the first round of the playoffs. Once the Lakers season was over, then I went full-fledged baseball. But now I'm waiting for baseball to end to go back to full-fledged Lakers, right? So covering year-round, but whatever team is nearing the end of their season and going to their stretch run is the team I'm going to prioritize. And that's where I am right now. But basketball, I don't miss a lot of the basketball nonsense, right? But I do miss breaking down and analyzing the game. I do miss that for sure. Let's see. Eric says, all good, Jeff. Glad you're home safe. I'm still pumped. Yeah, I appreciate you guys. Like I said, these games, I like being out. I like feeling the pulse of the city. I like being near the stadium. I like being out where the energy is. I like being around people. This is something that, I don't take for granted. A team going to a championship and having a legit chance to win it, you have to savor every moment of this. You have to savor every moment of this. I can't be home for all this. I got to be out. I got to be part of this. You know what I mean? And thoroughly enjoying this for sure. The second LeBron, what's going on, man? Please win, Dodgers, please. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. We are 2 wins away from that happening, my guy. 2 wins away. The last few years of watching the games have really hurt my happiness. Sports fans and social media are too toxic to take my joy away too. I had to walk away, gain some peace of mind, and work on me. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Because I feel like you can't even have like a basketball take without someone calling you an idiot or a moron, or you think you know more because you have a podcast. I don't have a podcast. I do a live stream. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think I know more than everyone. This is just how I see the game. Am I right? I don't know, right? But there are people who feel like their voice on the internet must be heard, and they're smarter than everyone, and they refuse to admit that they could be wrong. And it just makes it real difficult to deal with those type of people. So I typically don't. But then when you get into the creator space and you're like, I'm not that streamer or content creator that thinks I know everything. I don't. I learn something new every day about these sports, and I've watched them my whole life. But there are people who would literally cut you out of their lives if you challenge their take, because their pride is so thick. Like, it is so wild. It's so stupid, right? And I just sit back and kind of laugh at it, because it's like they get so angry, and I'm just like, I don't care. You know what I mean? Like, literally don't care. But it makes it kind of fun from the standpoint of it's so easy to get inside their heads. But then again, it's like, that's not what I got into this space for, right? To mentally destroy someone is fairly easy when they're that mentally weak. But it's not what I got into this for, right? And sometimes you got to remember that. Yamamoto says, and Aaron says, Yamamoto gave us 6 in the third. What a great outing. Fantastic. I mean, absolute great outing. And his final out was Giancarlo. Absolutely, man. Now I understand why guys trade jersey, hug it out, laughed after every game. It's not about the results. It's about the battles and the respect it took to get there. Magic Larry, for example, something fans don't get. Yeah, this ring culture. And even like the job not done crowd, job not finished. The Kobe, the guys, the Kobe would never crowd. Like, God, it's so toxic. Like, stop trying to speak for Kobe. Kobe flat out said it's it's not the destination, it's the journey. And yet people want to bash the journey, right? Makes no sense to me. Thoughts on Ohtani's injury? From what it sounds like, he's gonna be okay. Luckily, looks like we dodged a bullet there. But hopefully, he'll be back Monday and we can go, one step closer to winning this shit, man. Did Ohtani and Yamamoto come together? Wonder if Rui recruited them to come. Ohtani was always going to be a Dodger, man. And to be honest, it felt like Yamamoto was always going to be a Dodger. Now let's see if they can get Roki too. The Dodgers have a direct pipeline to Japan of all the top new talent, and they probably will own that country for 50 years. As far as having the inside on Japanese talent, as long as they want them and have the money to spend on them. Lakers Dodgers for life said Blake T didn't have his best stuff. We dodged a bullet. Roberts needs to limit him to 1 inning. Yeah, you can't go to that well too often. And that's definitely something they got to work on. Typically with Kopech, he's worried about his control in those moments because he gets a little bit worked up and his control starts to go a little high. He walks a guy or two and then kind of settles down. But when you got those 3 bombers in this lineup, you've got to be careful. Yeah, I agree with you. I think that Roberts, I think he needs to make note of the fact that Treinen has given up a run in each of the last 3 games. But I think that he has felt comfortable in allowing 1 run when you got bombers out there and with the way these bats have gone. However, I trust Roberts to get it done. I feel that he's been the best manager in baseball all year. He's been far and away the best manager in these playoffs. And I feel that by the end of the season, Roberts will be the best manager in baseball. And it seems like to me, at least, that he's learned from his past mistakes and has benefited from it. And he's doing kind of less analytical here and more gut and feel. And he's a better manager for doing so. And the Dodgers are a better team for him doing so. Controversial says it's refreshing to watch real team sports where the individual doesn't matter as much. In basketball, they forget all the hands on deck part. Yeah, I love all hands on deck sports, man. It just makes everything different. What's going on, Chris? How you doing, brother? Search, I'm drunk. Don't let me say nothing because it's crazy in the chat. I haven't seen Search in here yet tonight. Search is probably working a few different streams tonight. Plus, I kind of got on here late, so I don't know if Search is actually in here tonight. But I feel you, Chris. I've had a few myself tonight, man, for sure. Yeah, pray for Ohtani for sure. Bueller at Yankee Stadium has me real excited. Yeah, man. If we can get 5 out of Bueller, man, then we have a great chance to win that game. Gonna rock the jersey during game 3. Me too. I got some Bueller jerseys up here too. Let's see. Japanese broadcaster said dislocated shoulder, but Roberts said movement on shoulder after the game. Yeah, he has a dislocated shoulder. But they can pop that back in place, and because it's his left shoulder as opposed to his right shoulder, it's not his power grip with the bat, and he's not throwing. So he should, I'm assuming, unless the test that they said they're going to run bring something back that they didn't say today, that I think that he'll be okay to go on Monday. Sometimes you get so wrapped up in the results and proving people who don't matter wrong that you forget to enjoy the game. That's what hit me last night. I enjoy talking the games, the highs and lows with people. Yeah, that's the thing. I'm never about proving people wrong, and I'm never about being right. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, someone could be 100% wrong, but the pride that a lot of these people have nowadays, they'll never admit it. They just want to keep dying on that hill. So it doesn't matter, right? It really doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter to me to sit there and fight my point when the other person isn't even going to hear your side of the story or your side of the argument. There's no point in it, right? So just do what you have. And that's why I always tell people, go get your own show, talk about it, whatever you want. And if the people like what you're doing, they're going to show up. They either want to show up and hear you out, engage with you, or they want to challenge you, right? And if they challenge you, it's perfectly fine, but be respectful, right? Enjoying every second of this with my folks while holding on to the hat I wore with my grandpa in 2020. Yeah, I got my 2020. Where's it at? My 2020 patch right here on this hat. And I got, I had my pops and my mom's out tonight. My wife, we was out. Like, it was fun, man. I love watching baseball with my parents. I come from a baseball family, right? My parents love baseball. It's special, you know what I mean? Like I said, and me and you, Aaron, have talked about the same thing about both of our grandpas, right? So I wish he was here to watch this. Part of me believes he is watching it, and I want the Dodgers to win another one and have another one championship to see in my life. This has been such a gift of a postseason so far. It has. And I've been telling people, man, that this postseason was going to be special. I kept telling people. I said that in December. I said it in February. And here we are, man. Controversial says, LA better be serving free sushi the rest of the World Series. Man, I understand you completely. When I put out artwork, I get bombarded with hate. I don't have a YouTube channel like that. Yeah, man. And if you out there socially, if you out there on social media, some moron's gonna find you, right, and challenge you. And that's why I don't look at timelines. I really don't look at timelines. I only like if it's someone I follow or I allow notifications for, I'll see it. I filter my timeline so I don't see a lot of the scum out there, because there really is a lot of scum out there. A bunch of people in their mother's basements with free Wi-Fi that their mom pays. You know, I mean, you're not going to win. You're not going to win an argument with an unemployed person who has all day to sit at home and do nothing. You're not going to win that. You're not going to win that. This is someone who sits at home and plays video games all day. You're not going to reach them. You're not in the same world. They don't have any type of motivation in life, right? You're not going to get anywhere with them. Just let them be. Let's see. I can handle people who disagree with me as long as we can just talk the game instead of name calling and insulting. Yeah. What's going on, Big Baby? How you doing, my brother? Appreciate you for tuning in, man. Make sure to go subscribe to Big Baby Sports, man. Let's go. You said that I'm tired, Joe. The 4 best teams this year were in the NL. I think there were good teams in the AL, but yeah, I think the Dodgers, the Padres, the Mets since June, as they've kept telling us, the Phillies. I do believe that the Yankees are a very good team. But I think those NL teams were just different, man. The NL was like the Western Conference, and the AL was like the Eastern Conference. There's good teams there, but the competition top to bottom just isn't what it is in the NL, for real. Appreciate you, Big Baby. Thank you, man. What's going on, Trey? It's got to be mental at this point with Judge. It does, you know, and I found it funny because John Smoltz, who's incredible, I think he's one of the best to ever do it, was saying that it's not mechanical. That it's not mental, it's mechanical. And I'm like, I think it's mental, man. You know, you're trying to pull the ball too much. That's not mechanical. Like, you can adjust that on the fly if you know it's mechanical. When they're and far be it for me to, like, John Smoltz has forgotten more about baseball than I will ever know. I just disagree with the take. But maybe he is right for what I know, right? But what I'm saying is, Judge does seem to be mental to me up there. That's just my personal opinion. It does seem to be. Shout out to Chris for making my thumbnail. Yeah, Chris is the best in the business, man. Best in the business, man. Y'all need your artwork? Holla at me, man. No more y'all going at Chris. Then you get the price and you disappear like some cockroaches when the lights come on. Don't do that to my guy, man. Don't do that to my guy. You're going to mess around and get Blockafeller Record up in here. Blockafeller Records, man. Don't do that to Chris, man. Chris, let me know who plays you like that. I'm blocking them all. Don't let them do that. Is it true some of your best friends are your sports nemesis? Yeah, I got a lot of friends, especially like East Coasters, right? I got a lot of really good East Coast friends who are like my brothers. And some of them are like diehard Yankee fans, diehard Mets fans, diehard Knicks fans, which I rock with the Knicks. I watch them a lot. I watch the Yankees a lot. But I got some homies and friends. Shout out my guy Easy Money. Shout out my guy DJ Deadeye. Shout out Static Selector. Shout out Terminology. Shout out all those guys. All right. Shout out Ransom. They're a Knicks fan. Like all these dudes. Shout out the Battle Rapper Cortez, man. Diehard Knicks fans, man. These dudes, like, it's fun to talk sports with them, but they're a definite sports nemesis. However, my guy Easy Money is rooting for the Dodgers. He's from Boston, obviously, because he's going against the Yankees, right? But those guys are like brothers to me. You know what I mean? And you know, there's weird people out there that act like because you're a Laker fan that you can't have friends that like are from Boston. Like, what am I do? Hate like a dude's like a brother to me because he likes the Celtics? Like, that's weird to me. That's corny. You know what I mean? So yeah, like when a team wins a championship, I don't care who it is, I respect the championship. So I will congratulate any team. If it's the Celtics, you know what I mean? If they won, you know what I mean? I would think that they should congratulate us too. Now, some of them don't, and I don't agree with when they do that either, but it doesn't change my approach. I don't change who I am because someone else is just petty, right? A champion earns respect. That's just my personal opinion. You want to shut someone up, you beat them. If you can't beat them, you got to live with the result. And that's just how I came up. And so, so the Boston Celtics, even though I felt they had the easiest path to the finals I've ever seen, they still won it. They still had to play whoever was in front of them. They got it. It still counts in the record book. So as much as we hate people trying to discredit our 2020 chip, as much as we hate that, what we look like going back and discrediting someone else's, right? Makes no sense. Like, let's not be hypocrites. I played baseball most of my life. I was a switch hitter and played every position on the field. At least once, I had a rotator cuff injury, shoulder repaired, broken wrist, and a home plate collision. I had a lot of injuries in baseball, man. And most of my fingers got jammed up so bad, it got crazy. I took a fastball to the head. I had a helmet on, but my God, I got hit in the ribs. I got hit on a line drive. I played hot corner, first base, catcher, corner, outfield. I was a switch hitter, but as I got higher, like as the pitches got more skilled, it was harder for me to advance. I couldn't pick up on the spin and the movement as well. I also had a head injury that led to some hand-eye coordination stuff, which really just kind of killed me. I wasn't the best athlete. I love sports, so I was out there, and most of my friends were on all the teams, and they were like some of the best players on the team. So I would play the sports. I was not necessarily like a top player on my team. I was a good teammate. And it's what led me to kind of be a good coach in multiple sports, is because I was able to really study the game by being around really good players and was able to learn from my coaches. I had good coaches. So it really helped me become that. And a lot of kids that I coached actually now coach, and it's kind of cool. You know what I mean? So it is kind of like that passing of the baton thing. What's your favorite late night Uber Eats food? Oh man. See, I live in an area where there's like taco trucks and vendors all around me. I could like walk out and go get some tacos, go get like I just did right now on the way home, man. Like I got home, I was like, man, let's go get some. Oh, yo, I got these molitas tonight, man, bro. These things look like pizzas. Like they were so big. I was like, how am I supposed to eat these? But late night Uber Eats foods. It depends what I'm in the mood for, man. Do I want a burger? Do I want Mexican food? Do I want fast food? I don't eat a ton of fast food anymore. But like, I'm one of those dudes that don't really eat breakfast for breakfast, but I'll eat that joint late at night, right? So I'll hit up like a breakfast spot late at night, man. Breakfast late is amazing, man. Let's see. He's expanded his strike zone way more in the regular season. He isn't even walking. It could be mechanics, but at the mental aspect, it is that he isn't trusting the mechanics. Yeah, that's it right there, actually, Trey. You're on point right there. Yeah, same here. Let's see. But we need a TTLF Dime Dropper collab with Empire Jeff as a spectator. That would be legendary. That would be great, and I think it would. I think it could be. Dan may be a little bit too prideful to do a stream with a Clipper fan. Like, I mean, that's not me saying it. He said that himself. And I don't want to speak for the man, but he's often said like he won't do it. I think Dime is as good as it gets out here, not just like for a Clipper guy, but just in general. I think Dime's incredible. That's my guy too. Me and Dime are going to do a show. We just haven't lined it up yet. But that's my guy. Me and Dime are straight. We cool. He shouts me out all the time on the show. He's dope. I love Dime, man. Dodger fan, and he's a good basketball mind. He coaches too, right? So I like Dime. I think that would be a good episode. But I don't know if Dan will do it, to be honest with you. Let's see. I know Trevor Lane and another guy have a show together. That dude is a Celtics fan. Yeah, he's smart. He's great. He's brilliant. Knows the CBA. He works for Spot Track and all that. Great basketball mind, man. And that's what it is. It doesn't matter. To me, it doesn't matter who a guy's a fan of, man. Like I don't care about that. It's actually kind of makes it fun. It's great when you're around a bunch of Laker fans. It's cool, but sometimes it's fun to have that trash talking back and forth, man. Ransom is fire. Yeah, Ransom is incredible, man. He's a Giants fan. So the first podcast I ever did, I don't do podcasts anymore, like not right now. I do live streams, but the first podcast I ever did, Ransom was our guest. And the guy, and my guy who was the host of the show was running late. So like me and Rand kicked it for like a good 30 minutes, just randomly talking the first time I met him, and just real cool dude. If I hit him up in the DM, he gets back to me. He's cool. That dude got bars, man. Bars. That's my guy. And he's a New York Giants fan, New York sports fan. He's a sports guy overall. But he's a real cool dude, man. And it was a blessing and a privilege to be able to talk to him, man. Director's Cut series. Yeah, man. For those who've been on this show long enough, I'm a hip hop head, man. If you knew, I'm a big time hip hop head. How was being a sports fan prior to social media like? It was different. It was different because you had to like, what's that line by Jay? It was the best of times, but the worst of times, or the worst of times, the best of times. You didn't get news in real time as much as you do now. Like you'd have to wait for Sports Center or go on ESPN.com or one of those, right? But I felt like you appreciated it more. Think of it like music. Like when an album was coming out, you got the first single. And then some weeks went by. You got the second single. There was a rollout. You knew the album was coming. It was building buzz. You were getting excited. And the album dropped. And you open it up. You read the credits. You listen to it all the way. And now it's like an album drops. You listen to it once and you just forget like it ever existed. It's kind of like what sports is now. You get the news so fast you don't appreciate it anymore. And that's why you have to have everyone has to comment right away because it just came out. And if you comment six minutes later or like an hour or 2 hours later, all of a sudden that news is old and nobody cares about it anymore. That's why I kind of started doing my shows after everyone else. Like when you had a post-game show and everyone was doing their show right after the game, I would wait like an hour, right? 30, 45 minutes, an hour. Then I would do my show because, I watched the game. I let it sink in. I looked at my notes. I maybe rewatched the final 5 minutes if it was a close game. Took my time with it. I don't have FOMO. I don't have fear of missing out. If I do my show an hour and a half later and I only get to half the views I would have because I didn't do it right after, I'm fine with that. Because to me, I will always take quality over quantity. I don't care if I'd rather have 1,000 views on a really good video than have 5,000 views on a bad video, because the chances are that someone's going to see me for the first time. And I don't want them thinking that's me. I want them to see me at my best as far as breaking things down. So I don't need to rush to anything. Like I think everyone's fearing like they're going to miss out on something if they don't jump in it right away. They have to comment on it. They have to speak on it. Nobody cares. Nobody cares, right? Nobody cares. At the end of the day, none of us are as big on the internet as we think we are. And at the end of the day, you're just, you're a 2-week break away from them watching someone else every night and you're just gone. You know what I mean? So that's how I approach it, right? I don't take it too serious. And so when it comes to the sports media and stuff like that, and sports in general, I do kind of miss that because I feel like the takes or the conversations were much more genuine because you weren't looking for like hot takes. I don't like hot take culture. I just think it's corny. You know what I mean? And people would rather be more, hot take, clickbait, controversial take. No pun intended, controversial man. Better than like an educated take. Like today, you'd be surprised how many people I pull up to a panel or pull up somewhere and be like, "Oh, these people can't break it down. These people cannot break this down. Let me dumb it down some. They can't break it down. Like they can't." And you sit there, they could have conversations with them, then you can line yourself up to kind of stay on their level, on their path. But as soon as you take it up a notch, they just crumble. They fall apart. Because today's era of talking sports, you don't have to be very smart to do so, right? You just got to talk and it just happens. So it's like there's a lot of people that you find yourself talking with and you're like, they really don't get it. They just got narratives. It's a Twitter conversation. It's not analyzing the sport. It's not analyzing the business of the sport. And sometimes you can just lap these dudes, like just circle them like quick, right? And they're like, where'd he go? Like it's easy. Let's see. Chris says, exactly, Jeff. I have a brother-in-law that loves the Yankees, but I'll still be like, F you respectfully. Oh, yeah, it's fun though, Chris, right? It's fun. It's fun. When they lost tonight, you probably call them or hit them up. What's up, man? What happened? What happened? It makes it great, man. Breakfast food is anytime is fantastic. I just don't eat breakfast. I can't eat right when I wake up. I feel like it makes me sluggish. But let me tell you though, especially when I was coming out like at 2:30 in the morning, 3, getting out where you at, man, that breakfast joints. Oh my God, man. When's the first bullpen game coming at all? Game 4? I think it is game 4. Talking about this breakfast. I'm getting thirsty here. Hold on a second, yo. Well, that Moscato tonight making me thirsty, man. If you know, you know. If Ohtani plays in New York and does anything to help the Dodgers win, he will officially become a Dodger legend. Yeah, facts, man. I would say right now that Freddie Freeman is the front runner for the MVP right now. Obviously, the game 1 walk-off grand slam. He had another home run tonight. If he has anything close to that, not the walk-off grand slam, but if he has like another home run or a couple multi-hit games, some RBIs, you're looking at Freddie Freeman right now having the inside track at the World Series MVP, unless like a Jack Flaherty or Yamamoto have 2 dominant starts, right? But outside of that, I think you're looking at Freddie right now having the lead. I remember actually got on a live with a Clipper fan and had a good laugh with bro as long as he admitted Lakers run to LA. He even said I want to interview Clips fans just to see how, like, okay, cool. I mean, I think it's good. I think the I don't like to use the word fans. I think the subscribers, I think the channel, I think the community would like that. You know what I mean? I think it's fun. I think it's cool, but that's just me. That's just my opinion. What do I know, right? Maybe I'm wrong. Let's see. If Ohtani can't play, who would you like to DH? Maybe you DH Freddie. right? Save him from playing defense. But then again, you might need him playing defense. So I don't know. Have to think about that. Maybe Gavin Lux, if it's not a left-handed pitcher, maybe that's where you go. Shaq signing with the Lakers pre-social media was something special. Yo, I remember that. Clear as day. It was a late night. And I remember the Channel 7 news broke in, like they did sports at the end of the hour, closing in on 11:30. And they broke the news he was signing, it was coming. And I woke up that next morning, man, grabbed the newspaper, cut out the clipping, put it in my folder. Back, we had those binders where they had the clear plastic in the front where you could slide something in it. And I carried that newspaper around my entire school year. But I was in summer school at the time. Well, not summer school, I'm tripping. Back then in LA, we had like a track system. So it wasn't summer school. I was actually in my regular school year in July because they started the track system back there in LA because the schools were too overpopulated. So we had like 45 people in the classroom, right? And they had to split it up. So, man, I remember that like it was yesterday, man. I remember it like it was yesterday. It was incredible. I feel athletes could escape scrutiny easier. For example, it's easier to not watch TV or not read the paper than delete social media. Yeah. Social media has a lot of pros and cons, yo. It really does. Lots of stuff was more appreciated pre-social media. Facts. Before social media, we used to wait next morning for Inglewood Sentinel newspaper, any Lakers news. Yeah. Like I said, social media has a lot of pros, but it has a lot of cons. And definitely didn't have to worry about spoilers and all that dumb ish. Yeah. Pro wrestling. I don't know nothing about wrestling, yo. Like none. Royal Rumble was more surprising because you didn't have new articles spoiling returning faces. Yeah, but I know nothing about wrestling. You watch these TikTok YouTubers who just eat a ton of food for clickbait, man. It's crazy. Yeah, I mean, shout out to them for making a living off it, but while sitting in their cars. Yeah, I mean, because you know what, people. One thing I've learned, and like I said, I've done a lot of like sales and marketing in my time, and I've seen that people just love living through other people for some reason. What these guys are doing is very easy for you to go do yourself, but people just don't want to get out of the house, right? They don't want to leave. They don't want to get up. Some people don't want to leave the house, put their face on, like for the women, or some dudes don't just want to chill. And so, like when you see some of this, sometimes you just get this thing like you're there with them or living through them, right? And for me, it can be entertaining to a point, but I'd rather go experience it myself. Like, why do I want to watch you eat pizza? I want to taste the pizza. Let me go get some pizza. You know what I mean? Like, that's just me. We had an age where people will legit watch people eat and play video games. Yeah, I do not. And I've got some people that make a good amount of money playing games. Like, I mean, I'm talking like a career out of it because they got into it a while ago. I will never understand. I will never understand someone in their 30s home playing games trying to stream it. Like, I don't get it. And then I don't get like someone watching a grown ass man play video games. Like, I don't understand it. That's just me. Like, I could be the guy missing out, right, on something. Like, maybe it's me that, I don't know. But maybe I don't get it, right? But what I'm saying is, to me, it's just, it don't make sense to me. If you're not making like a ton of money on it to like raise or feed a family, then what are you doing? It doesn't make no sense to me. To me, it's just laziness, right? If you have time to do that, but you don't want to go out and work for it, like, to me, that's a quitter to me. Now, if you're making 10, 15K a month, man, do what you got to do. That's a career. You got money coming in. But for those that don't, I don't get it. I don't get it. There's money out there. There's more one way to get it. That ain't it. You know what I mean? Question: is Monday a must win for the Yankees? Yes, it is. You go down 3-0, big baby. It's more than likely a wrap. Baseball is not as impossible as NBA to come back 3-0. It's still very difficult. But and NBA teams are getting closer to it. So it's going to happen soon enough. The way teams shoot the threes nowadays, but it would be all but over for sure. Reading the article in the Whittier Daily News was bombastic. Yeah, man. I had the LA Times. I had the Daily News, and the LA Times had this call like recording, like a phone switch where you could call and it would give you the news the night before. So I would get like the Laker news before the paper came out the next day. A lot of people don't know about that, but I picked up on that and found it because they promoted it one time in the paper, and I would call it every night, right? And you would get like the news as soon as it was approved for the editor's desk as it got printed. So you would hear it on the phone before it got to print, like, where you got it the next morning. Crazy. It's fun times, man. I think when teams fly from coast to coast, they should have only 1 day flying and 1 day off. I mean, it's a six hour flight, man, and they're on private jets. It ain't that bad no more. Yankees lineup is too over reliant on Soto and Stanton hitting homers most of the night. They had terrible at bats. Dodgers lineup put together good at bats virtually all game. Facts, Dre. Facts. Sometimes I will lose myself watching the game just because I was so scared of what Skip Bayless would say. That guy is evil. I haven't watched Skip in years. I barely watched him at Fox. I mean, I may have watched him on Fox maybe 5 times after leaving ESPN. And I didn't watch him a ton on ESPN towards the end of that either. I don't like hot take culture. I don't like it. I don't like let me cause a stir versus let me educate. Let me get some clicks. Let me get some people talking about something crazy I said versus actually analyzing and breaking things down. I believe that there are a lot of people that are looking to be educated, looking to get useful information and learn more about a sport than what they think they know already. Hot takes don't do that. They just really don't. And I think that spawned its own kind of generation of people talking sports, whether it be social media, whether it be YouTube channels, Twitch channels, Kick channels, TikTok, IG, Twitter X, whatever it is. That whole new wave of it, majority of those people don't know the games at all. You could have people up here who've been talking sports for years, don't really know the sport. They really do not know the ins and outs of sports. They're fans. They're emotional. They get on here and they talk about the game they just saw, but they really can't dissect it and break it down and analyze it, let alone the business side of it. They just can't do it. And to each his own. There's nothing wrong with a fan coming up here being excited about their team winning or being mad when their team loses. But then when you get mad when someone has a take, right, that actually knows what they're talking about, they get kind of tight about that. It's kind of funny. Skip Bayless legit said he'd miss date nights with his wife to watch or hate Braun. Who's the real loser in that situation? Yeah, that's just nuts, man. That's just nuts. I've never understand. So I've never thought about another human being that much. Like even like how people have like imaginary beef in their head. Like you could talk trash to someone, go about your life, and that person is thinking about you for 3 days about what they're going to say when they see you next. And I'm like, I forgot I already said that. Like, I don't even be thinking about people like that. You know what I mean? So it's like, but people be like obsessed with people. And it's like weird, bro. It's like super weird. I remember Cold Pizza. Cold Pizza. Skip was on that early. I remember that. What was that girl's name that was on there with him? Yeah, I remember Cold Pizza. Skip on Rocky 6 was funny. What's going on, BC? Go Dodgers indeed, sir. Go Dodgers indeed. The TMZ Sports cult. Yeah, man, it's just trash to me, man. It's trash. I don't like it, man. But yeah, I appreciate y'all tuning in, man. Once again, I am Empire Jeff. This is Empire Jeff TV. The Dodgers get another win in the World Series to take a 2-0 series lead. Appreciate you guys tuning in, man. I'm pretty tired tonight. I'm going to shut this down. And I'll catch you guys sometime tomorrow. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. Great win by the Dodgers. Great game by Yamamoto. 3 bombs in 1 inning. This is exactly what we come to see, man. And the Dodgers are 2 wins away from a World Series championship. I'm convinced we're getting it. I can't wait to get it. And it is it's getting more and more and more exciting by the day, man. From the South Bay to the Valley, from the West Side to the East Side. Yeah, man. But appreciate you guys for tuning in, man. Y'all can be anywhere in the world, but you're here with me. I almost didn't do this show, but I wanted to pull up and kick it with you guys. I'm going to go take me a good 6-7 hour nap and get up and get ready for football, baby. My team doesn't lose until Monday. Yes, we're going to lose. I'm going to watch them lose. The Dodgers play bad. I got my Giants, my Dodgers, and my Lakers all playing on Monday. What the holy hell, man. But again, thank you guys. I appreciate it. Drop a like on the video on your way out. Subscribe to the channel if you are new, haven't done so already. And yo, man, shout out to Twitter tonight. 120 people watching right now on Twitter. Salute to y'all, man. Drop a like on the post, repost the post. Greatly, greatly, greatly appreciate everyone who's decided to spend their night here, late night here with me talking sports, man. Appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good rest of your night. You have a great Sunday. I'll talk to you guys at some point tomorrow, man. Appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good night. I'm out of here.